we've asked all of you to choose your teams of the season. So let's have a look. I think we can get them up on the screen here. Evan, let's get on to your team. So you've taken Lautaro Martinez into your front three, along with Haaland and Vinicius as well. Would you see theoretically these three playing well together?
I think so, yeah, I think so. I think with Benzema in there, I don't see it working with Haaland, Benzema, so I think I'd throw Martinez in there. But I think just this season, he scored so many big goals in the Champions League, and his performances in there for them this season, he's been one of the better players. So I think based on Champions League this season, I'd go him instead of Benzema. Obviously, Benzema's a world-class player, but just based on the Champions League, I'd go Martinez this season.
It's interesting you say, but they wouldn't play well together. The whole, you play in a number 9 position, Haaland, Benzema, that's come back into fashion. A few years ago, this false 9 was coming in, and people were wondering if we're going to have target men anymore, but it has come back in. I mean, you see a lot of proper old-school number 9s now.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the different formations, different styles of play, but I think when you have a number 9 like that up there, you're always going to have that option. Because if you play with a false 9, sometimes the other teams can change their formation to try block that one out. But I think if you have a number 9 or a target man, then you'll always have a guaranteed option up there to play to.
Dennis, let's get into your team. You've got Kimmich in there. You've not gone for Rodri, you've gone for Valverde.
My back four is brilliant there. I'm telling you now, Kimmich is the best Bayern Munich player. You'll never see, and I've never seen to date, a top-class Bayern Munich player leave Bayern to go anywhere. They just don't do it. Bayern Munich is such a big club. You go back, we had Schweinsteiger that came to United.
Past his best.
Probably past his day. Lewandowski's gone to Barcelona. But getting somebody out of Bayern Munich is the toughest gig. He is the best player to play for Bayern Munich at the moment. He plays central midfield, but he can play right back as well as centre-half. So he's incredible. Diaz, Kim's had a great season. And Bastoni, I think, is a top-class defender. So there's nobody getting past them four. So I could have played anybody in front of them if I wanted to be fair. But I think Valverde, he's a strange one because he was tremendous against Chelsea. But then, again, we picked it before the Man City game. And it was close between him and Rodri. Yeah. Tonali, which you don't like me picking him because he's an AC player. He knits the back four with the front. Well, they play back three, don't they? Inter. He knits it. Milan. He knits it well. Knits it very well. And De Bruyne will get in every side. And the front three, for me, do pick themselves, even though it's a bit lopsided. But Valverde, it was either Valverde or Rodri. That was my big decision. Valverde gets around the field very, very well. Did a great job on the right wing for Real Madrid against Liverpool in the cup final once, pinned Robertson back, and that's why I picked him. I think he's a real good player. Not easy though.
Yeah, I think you all went for De Bruyne and Haaland. You've gone for Benzema, who's probably old enough to be Evan's dad.
Still scores goals though.
But he still has it, right?
Still scores goals. You can't teach that. Yeah, you'll always score goals. You know what I mean?
He's so good at the build-up play as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's being everyone's team.
Yeah. Vinicius Junior is brilliant. Yeah, he's one of the top players in Europe for me. And I know Kyle Walker played extremely well against him, but he'll always be a threat. He's young Brazilian, no fear. Great signing for Madrid. I remember the signing about 3 years ago. I think he'll get better and better as well. I really do.
Kyle Walker's the only one who has done a good job on him this season.
Yeah.
So
he's lightning. He's absolutely lightning. Emma, this was your 11. Now you've sort of given us a teaser that you were going to go for Onana ahead of Courtois. And any other sort of difficult ones for you where you weren't sure?
I picked Dumfries. I really like him. I think he's such a strong winger, really, really quick, really explosive pace. But I have to say Kyle Walker was absolutely excellent against Vinicius. So maybe I would have put him in. He's on the bench anyway. Stones, for me, has done a brilliant job for Pep. Just the way he's trained him to go into midfield. He's not a midfielder. You can see he's not a midfielder, but he does a great job just overloading the midfield in there. And for me, my star player is probably Kim Min-jae. He's been excellent for Napoli all season, and then in it's his first Champions League as well. I just think he was brilliant. He was missing. He was booked And he couldn't play the second leg against, was it Milan? Yeah. And they really missed him. I think that was the big thing. But again, players, midfield, De Bruyne, Rodri, love Rodri. Coman, brilliant player for Bayern, brilliant against PSG. Just players that are really standing out. And then, of course, the front three kind of picked themselves.
Yeah, I'm interested you got Rodri in there, because often when people do these teams, they kind of go very attacking. You know, it doesn't have to be practical because it's
and
a
I'm goalkeeper.
team. that's
I'm
your
always
priority.
thinking defensively.
Is he the best in the world or what? Because I think for a while N'Golo Kante might have been a few years ago. Or you think even Rodri was better then?
I just think he's absolutely brilliant, and he's still so young. He's only like 26 or something like that, and he makes things look so easy, and it's not. If you go to a game, I mean, you know all about this, Evan, but if you watch a live game, he doesn't even look like he's doing much, but he's just in the right place at the right time. He's doing all the dirty work, so he might go unnoticed at times, but he's just absolutely brilliant. Just pops up so clever.